How's it going, guys? Sorry there for a bit of a delay. Just short a bit of water, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use while I'm baiting up. As you can see behind me, we're short on water. Just even this out a bit. Sorry now, bear with me. Brendan, how's it going? I hope that conference call isn't too serious. You might get to watch a bit. No. I was just running a bit late today, but luckily that I was, because there's a whole pile of water here. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use. Crab, I brought a few maddies as well today. I did peel a couple of crab in anticipation while I was waiting at home. So I hope you can see me there. So I'm just going to do some small crab baits, because there isn't a whole pile of water at the moment, so this will be a couple of speculative casts. So they will. Now you're going to notice today, slightly different tactic, the gripper. So the reason for the gripper was, as you might remember, we missed a few fish last week, or last time out, not last week. And partly to blame rusty hooks, or old hooks, because I just didn't bother changing them, which was a bit of a joke on my side. But they should have been okay. They were a bit large as well as the other thing. So I'm going to take a bit more time on my baiting up today, and hopefully not repeat any missed fish this week. But the gripper should sort that out. I'm pretty sure that they were small bass that I was missing. So the gripper, what it'll do is kind of give an anchor point. So when the fish grabs it and makes his bit of a run, the anchored lead should hopefully nail him. Whereas the rolling lead, or the pyramid lead, I'm going to use it on the other rod, just to see can we compare, but with fresh hooks as well. So got one trace ready. Plan a bit of a pop up as well. Extra bit of movement there. Just make sure you can. Not only did I remember hooks, I remember fresh hooks. So just swing you around there. I think I'll get the good old Coniflex out first tonight. Now, as you can see, this is the earliest we've been here in the tide, so hopefully get a few fish starting to move through. There's the whole pile of water out there at the moment. But at least we're fishing. I must say, I get a great response from guys, and it's really heartwarming for me anyway, to have guys that I would have fished with and I have a lot of respect for, sending a message saying thanks for doing these little things. Sure, like, it's a bit of fishing for me as well. Now, sneakily, and to improve my catch rate, I brought some other baits with me today as well. I'll get in behind the camera and we get back around here to our usual spot. I'll show you those baits when they're ready to go. Zeke, yeah man, God just got lucky where I live. Some would say the best part of Tralee, others would say, are you joking? I've just knocked over everything. Alan, thanks for sharing, man. Yeah, I was running a bit late today. I would have liked to share into the old Continental group as well, and the UK catch reports. Like, I don't want to share into too many groups, but I haven't got anybody complaining too much so far. I don't want to be a pest or anything. Mick, yeah, it's It's a really clear, it's some lovely evening, lads, I tell you that much. Do you know, it reminds me of an evening where you would absolutely destroy Tope out in the boat around Derrymore. It's just one of those nice, warm, calm evenings. Tide isn't too big either, so it's just starting to push now. It would be nice to get a few fish tonight, make up for last week's mild disappointment. But I think we could get a bit of crab action before the... Barry, how's it going? I hope Maisie's there too, and Anna. And I hope you're not talking too much about the Spurs lately. Are they going to sell Kane to United? Are Man United going to buy another about 4 physios to look after him? Who knows? Oh, that's deadly, Alan. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Just baiting up the second rod there now. I brought out some black lug. Lugworm with me. They're frozen black lugs. They're Welsh ones, and they can be a deadly bait. Not really too sure up the estuary how they're going to fare. Generally, if you put anything other than crab out, the crabs will have it destroyed. So Joe Pro, how are you going, man? I think the weather's supposed to change on us. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the day after. So how's that going to go? I don't know. Will I be able to get out live stream? See, I do it on the phone. So I'm going to have to really study the GoPro and see can I get it to sync through the phone. Well, anyone who knows me knows these technical things do a bit of torturing for me. Dave, if I could only have one bait, I'd down here in the estuary, without a doubt, I would choose crab. Anywhere where it's muddy, crab is king. I'll get this other bait out now, guys. Oh yeah, sorry. Make sure you can see me there. Tangle up my baits. This is a good tactic before fishing. Tangle up your baits. So, this is what I'm going to use on the bottom hook on the second one, and that's. Oh, there you go. Black lug tip with maddies and a small crab bait as well. So we're just going to see how that goes. It might get destroyed by the crabs, so if it does, we'll change it up back up to the crab again. But it might get us an awful lot more flatties. And the schoolies like a bit of maddies as well, so that's the kind of range that we were getting all the flats the last day as well. Well, considering I kept losing fish on the other rod. Just in case the big one comes along. Now I won't curse. Now we're flying. William, yeah, it's an Achios Airspeed. Really nice all-round rod. I really like it. When I had it first day out, I was like, oh, I don't know, is this a bit light? And I had a flounder and about, I'd say, 10 stone of weed out in Brandon in the surf. So I had to go about 100 yards down the beach to land it. But it showed me that the rod was capable for much more than I thought it was. Oh, definitely great to be out. Carl Donnelly, how are you getting on? Finton, how's it going? Just I forgot to reply to your message earlier. I don't have any video on the clip downs, but I'm glad to hear that you're just going to do a bit of fishing again. Seamus, how's it going? How's the scheming to get down going? I've been cleaning out my Patrick. I did not sharpen the hooks. I got new ones. No messing tonight. And also I have a grip lead now on the left rod. Sound, Anthony, thanks for that, man. But I have, like I said, a gripper on the left hand side rod, just to see what happens with the fish this week. I have fished here before and I found that the gripper really increased my catch rate or my hookup rate. So I have been known to make a show of myself on more than 2 occasions in a row. So I'll get the other traces out. Bass blanker, it is not wrong. It's perfectly acceptable to get excited about fishing, whether you get to go fishing yourself or just get to watch it. I spent a long number of years waiting for the weekend to watch Rex hunt down in Australia, kissing fish. He once got me in big trouble as well with the mother. I was watching the Rex hunt and he was standing on a big sandbar with a half of I think it was a Tralee or something like that, or a jack in his hand, waving it in the water to attract the sharks in, and then playing the little bronze or black tips maybe. So I had serious plans made to try and reenact that until the mother came around and found out. John Price, yeah, Rex hunt, legend and a half, man. Got me grounded though for my intent to attract sharks to fish. How many rods do I have? I've accumulated a good few rods. I'm not a fella who goes out and buys rods kind of willy-nilly. Other small bits I definitely buy freely, but rods I tend to really stick to what I know. For distance fishing and competitions, they like fishing for rays and doggies and competitions and stuff. I have a couple of Century blackbirds, the BB. They're 15 foot and they cast a 6 ounce lead fairly well. They cast it better in other guys' hands, mind you. David, I don't think I can kiss a flounder here. Finton, I am absolutely 100% a tackle tart, but not for rods. Small bits of tackle. Now this is going to test the tactic. Right, we better not mess around. Because if I miss these fish, I'm getting abuse after my keys and everything. Hold on. Alright. Big Danny, keep that thought in mind. I'm going to be back to that in a second. Oh, lads. Right, change of plans. We're going on the Achios. But I have to come with me. I hope you can see. Right guys, don't fall over on me. Ah! Hold on tight. Well, I really hope I haven't messed this up now. There was an absolutely slamming bite there. Because I'm after getting a really good bite in this rod. So I think there's a fish on it. But it's also put me into a rock or something. So I'm going to give him a bit of line, see can he come out. I'm going to go on to the other rod. Slight adjustment coming up. Hope you can see me there, guys. New hooks, done the trick. So I hope you can see me there, guys. See, this is what's been happening as well. I've been picking up a bit of weed and a rock on the way in, as well as the small bass. There you go, guys. Small little schoolie. Just make sure that's connected. Yeah, a small little schoolie and a load of rock as well to go with it. So I'm going to stick him straight back. So he's gone like a shot. I really hope that other fish comes out of that little snag, because it's a light enough trace. Oh, sorry, I abandoned you there, guys. And girls and ladies. Oh no. I'm after touching the white hat with the dirty hands. That's that gone anyway. To be fair though, we knew that was always going to happen at some point. Long rod properly, I would anyway. I'm gonna try to get the Akios out of this snag. There was a fish on it and it was a pretty nice take as well, so I'll go to this side this time. And what we learned last time was rod tip up. This feels like it's coming through the weed. Where the lighter line really doesn't come into play. So I'm just going to walk it down a bit, see if I can get it out. fiddlesticks. I'm pretty stuck there now on that one, which is frustrating. I'm going to try and just pull it, and I pull it straight. This is my technique for trying to get out of a snag when nothing else will work. So what I do is I tighten down as good as I can and hold my line like so, and just nice and gentle. What we're hoping to do is pull the rock out of the mud here, but I'd say we might have got the stuff, but not. See me there, guys. Yeah, got the stuff, but not the fish. Light Yuki Kent, the line that I was telling you about. Pulled through that snag there now, pulled the rock out of the mud, which has to be seen as a good thing. Not sure is that other rod going there, so I'll get you to keep an eye on that one. It's all uneven here, so it's a real pain in the ass to get you level. Like I said, today I was running a bit late, so I didn't get the peeled crabs like the last time. But that was a really positive bite on this rod, but it just got me into this snag. Another schoolie, no doubt, but the dream to get to 10 fish in the time limit is still alive. David, how's it going? I was telling the mother that there was a good few watching. She was very impressed. But I told her that some of the lads over in the ambulance depot were watching. She was delighted altogether. I tried to explain her that it wasn't really a big thing, but you know, mothers, they're happy out. Also, she had apple crumble, which I wasn't going to complain about. So I may have bigged up how important I am. But it was all for apple crumble, so that's absolutely fair, lads. Martin, I didn't bother with the mullet because the water's really dirty at the moment. So I didn't bother with the mullet here, but I did see a load of mullet in the canal as I was passing by on my route here. So I think they're fair game. So I get this one back out again. Just tried the back of my pants in mud as well. Right, take off the sunglasses because they're not being used at all. Yeah, look. Fancy Dan new hat, dirty already. Can't be given anything. Now we're going to seize that. It's a couple of positive bites I've got there. I'm just going to slightly move you this time. See it there now. As the Coniflex is making a serious comeback this week after making a show of itself last week. Well, after me making a show of it last week, I should say. Nice flounder there. Oh, you can see it. You can see the black spots on him. Looks like he's been in the wars a little bit too. All these little black spots. Interesting, interesting. Two fish, fin only, so far. I did have that good one that was inside the weeds on the Achios. Hope you can see that there now. Like I said, he's fairly deeply hooked. So I'm just going to show you with the forceps again, nice and quick. Wait for him to breathe out. Get a good bit of line. Back through the gills. I put it over my thumb just to give me a chance to do a bit of manoeuvring. Locate the bait and the hook. So I do as little damage to these little fellas as possible. Guys ripping the hooks out of it should get a kick into the, I won't say. And then all you do is push it back out through, let it go. And once again, like the famous Tommy Cooper said, just like that. So lovely little flounder. 26, 27 centimeters maybe. Get you back on the action up here. It's a bit hectic so far, isn't it? Gonna have to up the game. Finn, that Coniflex, that was a great buy that time for the two of us. I was looking for a rod for my nephew Finn there. Jim, yeah man, I got one last week that was really underfed, and since then they've been good sized ones. Nicely conditioned as far as flounder conditioning goes. I'm really regretting not having these crabs pre-peeled. Danny, how's it going, man? For anyone there, lads, who can see that comment coming up, Danny from Belgium is I'm right in saying world record holding caster, and he's stuck in the century line of rods, which, like I said, the BB I think is one that he had a big hand in developing. And for a guy my size, I'm about, like I said, 5'9", and although I'm not overly fit, I'm not very heavy for bending these big rods. And the Century Blackbird, I think the story is that it was named after the long distance bomber that Lockheed built. So there you go, a bit of history and a bit of fishing talk. 2 in 1. So I'm going to get the Coniflex back out again. What I'm going to do then is concentrate on peeling a few crabs. That one back up there again. I want to get the ones with the grippers back out again as quick as I can. A little bait tray would be nice too. I'll bring you back a bit closer there, guys, so I can read a few of the comments. I'm working on a few extra bits to make this easier. So as soon as I can manage that, hopefully before lockdown I lose all my audience. I'll give you a bit of scenery as well. Yeah, William, man, I was showing that technique. It was actually the lads up in the north of Ireland that I learned that technique off of at a junior qualifier one time. And geez, it stood me the test of time since. And it's the first thing I show everybody when I'm teaching them how to fish. David had a bass and a flounder to the Coniflex, the Achios, not a dicky bird yet. One good bite, but I'd say it was a bass, took me into the weeds. I managed to get it back, but not fishless, unfortunately. John Phelan, how's it going? A small bass and a small flounder, but the tide is just kind of getting to where we want it to be now. But it's been hectic, to be honest. Now I'm struggling a bit to keep up with the peeling the crab. That's the one thing I hate about fishing with crab, is that it takes a bit to peel them. Whereas with the worms, you can just choose your favourite one and put it on. But with the crab, you can't. Baz, no rats yet. I went home and told the cats about it. They told me if it ever happened again to bring them along and they'd sort it out. But you know the cats, you can't trust them sometimes. Norman, how's it going, buddy? Ooh, Stephen, yeah, it's well, it's not. I suppose you could call it Tralee. Just Blennerville is where it is. My Tom, how's it going? Tom there, lads from Christchurch. Anyone in the south of England probably know his shop. Oh, that's a bit more sexy, isn't it? Keep biting till I get this ready. Come on. I think we've lost the seaweed. Little bass.
Oh, nice bass, yeah.
Tim again.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was the weeds I'd say he went into as well.
and then it kind of went heavy.
I'll grab my cloth there. I can see the hook pretty easily, but I don't want to do any damage to him. Oh, that feeling. Everyone saw that. Ah, there you go, lads. A bit of revenge from the bass. Don't be concerned about the blood. I think it's mostly mine. I do like the carp, guys, and look at the fish for the picture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick out those baits again. Even though it's not very professional, but I'll get those baits back out just while I get the other trace ready. Now there you go. If you noticed there, I was being nice to that fish and he absolutely nailed me. Michael, drop circle hooks or something that there aren't really too much going on here. Down the south, well, down in Kerry side. But it's something definitely to try out. I did get some on the taupe rigs that I'm after. I tell you what though, there's no need for the jumper tonight. Or the body warmer. As you saw there, that crab got, or that bass got a nice little jab in. And to add insult to injury, he was actually already off the hook. So there was no need to stab me. He just did it out of badness. It would be nice to get one of those bass, 4 or 5 pounds now. Although with the meal I'm making out of landing those ones, I don't know what I get it. That's 3 fish now on the way to the 10. Hopefully I don't make a show of myself again like last time. No rats. It's really nice though at the moment. Brendan, unfortunately, and so Brendan there, Connie'd love to be out, absolutely killed to be out getting a few crab and things like that, but he's cocooned at the moment. He's over the magical 70, so he's really looking after himself. We just had an uncle who was in the hospital with it, and thankfully he's just home, so the mother and father are being cautious with it, which is a great thing really. Eric Sparrow, former Ireland youth angler, now into the cycling and the lycra, unfortunately. Have to get you back out. Oh God, Tom, I'm just having myself talking to you. You get flounders, bass, the river, silver eels in the river. You get some right good mullet up here, and as I found out myself the last day, small stingrays too make a trip up here sometimes. Right, 1 second there now till I adjust that for you. Some crab baiting up. Sea trout. Oh, there would almost certainly be sea trout here. There was a couple of fish on the surface the last day that didn't follow the typical mullet kind of actions. They were very strong, kind of on top of the water. So I would suspect that they were sea trout. Barry, flat 100 feet. Yeah, jeez, it's a serious thing. Like I said, I hope Maisie is there. My YouTube stats say that there's no female anglers watching me at all, so I have to do something to increase those numbers. That bass stabbed me good. I'm after losing a hook as well now on one of my other traces, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put on how are you, Peter? How's it going? Yeah, great start. It would be nice to get a couple of more fish. Something bigger would obviously be nice too, but we can't complain. Now what's happened on one of the hooks, it looks like, or one of the traces, it looks like the crabs have bitten off one of my snoods halfway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a nice short snood with a big 1/0, sorry, size 1 Gamakatsu on it. And what I'm going to do is put a good lug bait, a good black lug bait on this one. Yeah, Martin, I thought the Akios gave a bit of a shuffle there a second ago. So I'm going to put a good lug bait on a good black lug bait on. If there's any good bass passing by, you might appreciate that. Let's get it baited up there now and show you. Jeez, I couldn't believe the stinger the last night. Someone's going to have to keep an eye on the time. Every time I lose ye and it reconnects, it starts the timer again for some reason. But at least I can see the comments this time, or the majority of them anyway. Jimmy, I suppose, yeah. But these are big first size ones as well. I'll show you the packet here now of the ones. 44 minutes, oh geez, that's a disaster. Patrick, I collect a lot of my own bait as much as I can because I'm a bit of a tight arse that way. But the frozen black lugs we can't get around here in any real number, so I get them from Wales. Size 1 is massive, Tom, thank you. These are the boys. If it'll focus for us. Oh man. Hold on, no. They're a mystery packet of hooks because they're acting the stones with me. There we go. Size 1 is huge. It's embarrassing to say that out loud. Although, do you know what? It's not embarrassing. I stick by it. Size 1, huge. Pure Kerry Ireland nearly slipped off the rock that he was sitting on. Chris, man, hopefully now it won't be too much longer. Glad to hear that yourself and Karen are feeling better. Everyone's a really good turnout, I think, this year, if it does, with so many other competitions knocked on the head. Karen, you're welcome to send as many of those sexy orange pyramids to me as you like. I also like the white ones. Oh yeah, definitely, mate. I think the whole countryside, they don't know what they wanted. Things being relaxed after the 5th, but to what extent I don't really know. But you know, I'll tell you, I'll be very honest. I spent most of my youth catching live prawns to use for bass bait, but I have a mild prawn addiction. So whenever I catch them, I end up eating them. I always say, a couple for the raw, a couple for the pen now, and a couple for the bait. But it never works out that way. It's always just prawns eaten. No. I think for swap it over. I get this one out now. On the Akias there. I don't think there's a fish on it. There was a little bit of a nibble earlier. You see me there? Could be a flounder. Actually, a nice little spot there to land this. Nice little flounder again, guys. That's a better flounder today, this time. It's a flounder. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about, I'll show you here now a second. Oh, it's a one-eyed flounder, or a one-eyed flounder. Second on, I'll show you boys what I mean. You see the orange spots on him? They come out looking like a place, but then after a couple of seconds it goes. Look, he's only got one eye as well. He's over the 30 centimetres. I'm going to turn you around now just to push my luck. I'm going to unhook this guy again to show you just how fast it is. Obviously practice makes it a bit easier, but Mr. Martin Media, good to know. Like I said, I'm going to push my luck and see can I do this again pretty quickly. So wait for them to breathe out and keep your forceps to the top of the mouth. Back through and get it around your thumb. Now what I did there to make it handier for myself was put it into my pocket, which totally backfired. Let's see, can we hold it, make a show of ourselves. Now what you'll often find like this is that he has swallowed it down, but it's gone around the underside. So all you do is you start all over again. Let's put him down. Let's clip off that lid altogether for a second. So it's the exact same theory. Get that off my finger. Is in and keep it to the roof, or which is the bottom of his mouth there, and that'll just stop you going in through the middle of the gills, which is what you want to avoid to do at all costs. So around your thumb as well, again, just to give yourself a bit of freedom to work. And what I did there is I didn't do it right, so a bit of a mistake about it, but don't just fly through it and pull the hook out through the gills, because that just really damages the fish. So there we have it again. It doesn't take overly long to do. Stuck to my hand. So, nice flounder. Bring you down with us this time. I'll show you the kind of water conditions that we're dealing with. Now the first few nights I was here, this was pure clear, you could see the bottom. But this was the kind of what it was like when we got the stingers as well. So this guy's much hungrier looking than the other ones. Let's see, can you see it? There we go. It's a far hungrier fish. So now I don't know how many fish that is. 4. Get you back on the rods again. Do I ever try one out far? I generally don't, but why not for the next one? Dale, how's it going, man? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the Flatty Fanatic a chance, and I have one with the griplet on. I'm going to go over the channel now with the next one. I'll show you the baits before I do. That'll give me a few minutes as well to regroup with the crab peeling. No, not from Cork, but I've suffered for most of my life with a kind of a pieball accent. The illustrated angler, yeah, do you know what? Flounders are one of my favourite fish. I've done really well in competitions chasing them, and they're a thing that everyone says they're so simple. Yeah, Kerry's right, from Tralee. Everyone says flounders are so easy to catch, but then you get into a competition when the chips are down and you try and get one. Dale, man, I bet you will not regret coming to Kerry for the pairs. Like, what you have to, like, my top advice is to plan your week so that you don't spend too much time. Like, obviously you're over to fish, so you don't want to spend all day and night in the pub, but you'll miss out on an awful lot of fun and meeting the lads in the crack if all you do is come to fish. There's so much, like, there's so many good guys to get to know and so many good places to get to know about that you'd only learn in the pub, and you meet some really sound guys. That's the mullet are starting to right there. I don't know, just see that on the right hand side of the screen. Dale, yeah, it's not all about the drinking, man, though. Like, the guys that you meet in the pub, you won't meet them on the rocks or down the beach, because everyone has their own, like, places to go to. So it's not actually all about the pints. It's about the guys that you meet in the pub. And of course, pints are lovely for some guys, but they're not for everybody. Yeah, the fishing, but like, what I have found is if you set out to fish for the full-on week, you end up kind of getting tired and not fishing as good as you could, or not doing the stuff like walking the extra 100 meters and things like that. I think fish have always been in by the coast, in close, especially this time of year, because this is where the food is. So, like, if you see all that mud and stuff, that's where the crabs, the worms, the shrimp, all those guys live in. So that's where the fish come to get them. Like, if you think about it, it's easier to catch the shrimp and the crabs and things in this little shallow water than it would be out in real deep water, I suppose. That's why you'll see them all hunting here now in close. Hopefully towards the end we'll see a few mullet appear. There's 168 people watching, which is mind-blowing. 169 people just saw that. A belter of a bite there, lads, and then slack. see me there now, guys. I really should have checked the shot again. I know you're a bit crooked looking back at you. James will give out to me. I can see this is a proper bass. Hope you can see me here, guys. It's not happy with me. Not a mega fish, but it's definitely spirited. There you go. Live stream fishing. Who needs work? Who needs drink? And you can do this. Look at that, guys. Finally got one of a reasonable size. That was a good bit of fun. I really hope you could see it. I really hope he saw that one, guys. Now he'll probably make the minimum size. Hopefully that's going to give me good luck. So we make this guy a sacrifice. Oh, sacrifice my barbecue, which I've been dying to use at bass. I think he's just about sizable. Come on, behave yourself. There he goes. I'll get another bass, lads. There will be more bass. But the first big one on the live stream can't be kept. Nick Marshall, you bastard. Yeah, they are hooking themselves tonight. They're feeling sorry for me, lads. Do you know what? I'm delighted now with that. I would have much preferred to barbecue him, but Jack, give me 2 seconds now. I'll get this cast out and I'll show you what I was using. Yeah, I would have liked to have barbecued him, but there'll be good luck come out of that. I'm sure of it. Surely there'll be good luck come out of that. That was a nice little bass, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to go back out to that same spot, only about 60 yards. That seems to be a really good spot, just off the corner of the channel, I think. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to get this this Coniflex in, and what I'm going to lamp that one out over the channel, because you can get some real good bass out over that channel. Make sure we're still connected. Now this is a big ugly black lug bait that I'm going to stick out. See, can you see it? And on the bottom, nice little crab bait. Get that grass and stuff off it there that's been lying in. Fishing, don't need to complicate it for the estuary like this. So you don't. No, I don't think there's anything on that conflict. Just give it a quick look there now. If there is, I'll swing around the camera. Ooh. There is. I'll swing around the cameras, right. Right, hold on guys, I gotta do a reading motion with you. Now, I don't know, was that just a bit of weed? Or what was it? But if it wasn't, it'll be a nice little fish. Maybe. And I wish this camera would right itself. What am I going to do now? Like, that feels like a better fish. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to get you guys back up to a better vantage point. You should be able to see a bit more then. Feels like not a bad fish. I don't think I should have messed around so much. Yeah, I messed around too much with that one. I thought it was a nice little flounder maybe, or a nice flounder. But I shouldn't have stopped reeling when I had him. Alright, watch that for me till I get this rod out. I'm going to go a bit further with this one, so as per requested, out over the other side of the channel. Not too far, mind you, but I found someone's. The cloud is a bit ominous looking. Anything doing on the Achios? Just a bit of a tentative nod. I really wish that cloud would go away, but to see the rod tips a bit better. Beano, man, they don't. Hardly Beano that I went to school with, is it? Well, briefly went to school. They do, if you're using worm baits, usually they'd break your heart. Or if you're using crab or mackerel or things like that. But with the using crab for bait, they don't tend to go for that as quickly as they would the other stuff. Yeah, Dave, who would have known? But I would say it, though, running around the place is a bit of a pain in the roadies. Falling off the rock as well is not helping me. So if we do get a bite on the left hand side rod this time, it is likely to be a good bass. all the good bass I've got from here have kind of been over the channel. Well, they've actually been further up, but further up in the estuary. But over the channel seems to be good. Derek Wilson, how's it going? Bino. We call Bino as well. Yeah, the crabs can be absolutely heartbreaking. Kyle O'Halloran, yeah, tide is one of the most important things that you could get to learn about fishing. If you can master the tides and the stages of it, you'll really maximise your fishing. A lot of the fishing I do isn't just go out and spend 7 or 8 hours in a mark and hope for a fish. Like, I waited all day for this. Norman, geez, to be honest about it, it's something that I've thought about since I was a kid. I spent all my life watching, reading magazines and reading books. So, would there be a book there someday? Maybe will guys read it as the next thing? A DVD. These things are awfully hard to actually get into practice. But would I like to do something like that? Fishing for a living, or even fishing for some bit of a living, would be unbelievable. Yeah, they got Troge fishing there. Not sure how to pronounce that properly. The reels, Kevin, the one on the left is a really old Shimano Aero Technium. It's one of the first generation of them, and it's an amazing. I bought it second hand, must be 12 years ago now, off a guy that used to fish with Tralee Bay, John Lynch. But that's a great rod. I actually broke it, and it was a nightmare. But a buddy, the only other guy I know that had one, was in Cork, and so we were kind of holding out to see whose reel would go first, so that the spools could go to the other guy. And my one outlasted his, just. So he very graciously gave me his reel and the spools off it, so I'm quite well set up. So I use that for all my pleasure fishing now, even though it probably should be minded. Just missed a few comments there altogether, guys. 1 second, I'll try and see them. Ross Johnson, how's it going, man? Anybody, lads, who's thinking about doing some fishing around Scotland there, or Norway, when it reopens, you should have a look there with Ross. He's on the way to getting 100 different species of fish, which is a fair achievement for anyone. But he knows his stuff when it comes to the guiding, so especially for the skate and things like that. Okay, is it a good bite? See, can we see this fish? Oh yeah, there's a bit of a wiggle on it. Robert, how's it going? Yeah, man, we've had some good fishing today. I think it's two or three flounders and a couple of bass as well. Yeah, I'd love to have a go for the skate myself, John. That one on the left now should really go. Yeah, Ross, man, I have to say, when you came over the last time, I didn't realise that you were in mid-quest for a stinger. Had I known that you were so dedicated to it, I definitely would have tried to help you out a bit more. But if we get back over again, I'd be happy to get you down to Derrymore. No walking this time. Dave, yeah, man, kayak fishing is something that I wouldn't mind giving a go. I've only been kayaking a few times, but I have to say I really enjoyed it. And I'd be confident enough in the old swimming, floating thing, so I wouldn't be too worried about falling in. Now it does look like there's a fish on the left rod. But what we're going to do is we're going to wait until I get the trace ready and see can I double up. It's not a bass, I don't think. And it could be an old stinger lying on it, maybe. Fingers crossed. After last week's stinger showing up. But I'm going to get these other ones, get these other crab. Thanks Martin for keeping on the time there. I'm going to get these other crab, this crab peeled up now. And time is heading away. Yeah, I'm going to try and get two, William, man. Yeah, Bino, we're back to the same problem, though, again. If I get prawns, I am going to eat them, like. Right, we have 153 on. There's a fish definitely on one of the two, if not the both of them. Are you happy enough to see the fish being played from where you are? Or will I bring the stand down next to the water so you kind of see it being landed? A bit more artistic than the old drag it in by the ears kind of technique. Are you happy to see it from back and see the whole kind of shot? I'm going to bait up this other trace, so I've got about a minute to decide. So throw your comments up and let me know which way you want to play this one. Oh yeah, spot on lads, I put it up. Right, what I'll do is I'll just come out of the way of the tripod, so like I was doing kind of previously. Yeah, it's swingy around because I'm going to have to bring it in from the left side there. That's the... Or which one will I take in? I'll just go slightly to the right of the stands and I'll bring in the Achios first. I'm just going to get my baits up now. I've got two nice baits. Johnny, that's really good advice. Yeah, getting into a club is definitely the main thing to do. You'd be surprised, when I joined Tralee Bay there was some serious anglers, but unfortunately they were very serious and they weren't overly inclined, some of them, to help out new anglers. Then other guys, they could not do enough for you to help you out. Like I'm talking about guys, Martin Hurley, bringing me down to Carsavine on his day off so I could fish the junior master angler. And guys like Philip O'Sullivan carrying me all the way to the East Coast to fish the under 21 fish offs when I was, I don't know, 16 or 17. Like, guys that really good clubmen. Mike Wall going up all of us up in the back of the van as far as Crosshaven for the Munsters. Great adventures when we were young. And I certainly know that the guys above in Leinster used to do the same kind of thing. I'll get you moved over now as I'm talking. And it was great adventures, like, and I remember them. So get into a club is the best way to get into competition fishing. And the amount of guys you'll meet. I could have filled about 3 tables at the wedding of angling friends. Guys I'm really good mates with. Right, action time. No more talking. Well, let's check to make sure you can see me. The interventions is right, man. It must be great adventures for us anyway. Can you see me there still? That must just be the edge of the channel. I keep getting into there. the one this time. Nice size flounder though at the same time. I'll get this last one out now to the same spot. Then I'm going to get the flatty fanatic in. Oh, whoa. Where do you see this, guys? See the holes here? They're like two tops of my fingers. Whatever's had a bite of that. Could be that otter that lives across the way. Something serious anyway. I'm going to show you once more how to get the hook out. So, sorry, now I have to kind of tilt the camera so that I can see, that you can see. Now you can see this is a left-sided flounder. So again, in, up to the top of the mouth, catch your line, and back through. Get it around your thumb to hold it. And just pull out your, just locate your hook. Oh, he's a slippy fella. So that's the hook there. So it's actually really strangely hooked. But we'll get it out. All you gotta do is take your time is the main thing, and not, like, if it doesn't feel like it's easy, then just don't rip it out. And let go of that. And there you go. Just take your time is the main thing. Get him back again now. Nice little flounder, in and around the 30 centimetres. Straight back in. Now I'm gonna get you over and switch sides for the flatty fanatic. Dry the hands. We got a couple of small rattles on this one over the other side of the channel. Now let's make sure you can see us again. That looks pretty good there, guys. Just a bit of weight there. We'll swap over this side so you can see. Nice bit of weight, but doesn't seem to be anything on it. Not no fight back, so could be a flounder. I'm gonna keep it going though, I don't want to get caught again. I've got something alright, but it's not of any great size. Nice spirited flounder again. turn a roll tonight, lads. Just goes to show what the difference hooks that aren't that are fresh, the difference they have for hookup rate. You can see the black lug totally stripped off the top. So what we're going to do is going to give this one a nice poke again, back out kind of over the channel. And then I think we've about, well, we're going to have a whole pile of time left. But I make it 20 minutes left. So I'm going to just put it on a timer. Oh, slipped out of my hand. But alright, distance stilled up, even though I fell out of the hand. I was just saying there, guys, that'll be my last 2 casts now because time is unfortunately gone on me. This guy, he's got just the hook right in the top of his mouth. This is a really well fed one, so he's obviously got back from spawning a little earlier than the other ones, and noticeably the ones that have a bit more fat in them have no markings on them. Mark, yeah, I think everyone is the same. See that guy there now? Nice little flounder again. And a lot of little sea lice on him, so we'll do him a favour and knock off a few of those, because they must be annoying. Like that mate that won't bite his round. No, we'll get him back again. That has to go on as not a bad old session, lads. It'd be a nice little card and a match as well, wouldn't it? None of those fish are under 25 centimetres. I kind of... Martin, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Owen Bass, that's Dad goals. I'm sure when she gets older she'll understand. Oh no, something's moving behind me. Show your... That was definitely something. Martin, yeah, I'm just going to pack up my stuff there now and get out of here. The rat was the timer as well. Yeah, hypothetical. I was actually watching a show last night. I don't know, did you ever see it? Naked and Afraid. And the guy that was on it was mad to eat the rats. Now, I have no intention of eating the rats, but he was making these traps to kill them. And I was like, oh, is this something? Maybe that had to go to flounder. I'd say if that had to go to flounder, there would be no flounder. Oh, jeez, I wish it was an otter behind me. I think the thing that had to go to flounder was quite possibly an otter. But very unfortunately, it's definitely a rat behind me. Richard, mate, I hope you're able to get here in July. There's stuff moving that wasn't moving earlier. Why is it moving? I have to go around tentatively to look. Right, I think we're in the clear for a minute anyway. Andy, mate. Seamus, man, I've been to the gym a good bit. I'm quite a handsome specimen. That's what I'm going to do. If you want to hold off for a few minutes, I'm going to leave the rods out while I pack up the rest of the gear. It's a bit longer than I should, but I'll be packing up the gear anyway. So it's a small thing to put them into the. It's a small thing to just reel the rods in at the end. So I'm going to give them another 5 or 6 minutes just while I pack up the bait and stuff. Michael, no bother. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing these as long as guys are interested in seeing them. I think we peaked at around 170 there at one stage. We might keep trying to get them done. I'm going to leave those rods out now for another few minutes. Dale, man, I don't have a whole pile of pollock marks, to be honest about it. I don't do a lot of pollock fishing, but my big problem, like, I could do a video, but it wouldn't be a live stream because they're so remote. I doubt that I'd be able to get any coverage whatsoever to live stream. Like, we're only a kilometre from home. Brendan, if you put a remote control right under there, we'd have to fall out. That's my fear, but my real fear is that there's more than one rat. So if I go down with lockjaw, you'll know what the story is. For the pollock bin, is it? 174 wasn't too bad. It's a nice number to get guys out, like. Well, I didn't think I'd ever break the even 20 or 30, so if I do manage to get any higher, I'd be over the moon. Ooh, the Connor flex. There's a basso flex by the looks of him. Alright, let's get this guy in. Can you see me there now, guys? Very small bass, but one rod to go. Keep an eye out for my furry friend, and he's hooked right on the right in the scissors. He wasn't coming off anyway. Oh, there we go, guys. Nice little bass again. Only around the 30 centimetre mark. Slip into the water wouldn't be cool at all. I'll get you back on the Akios for the last few minutes while I'm packing up. Out of curiosity, was anybody keeping count of the fish? 155 watching. Surely somebody kept an eye on how many fish there was. A floating rat lure for the big bass. Do you know what? Like, I would say that bass would eat anything that comes by them. Dale, if you want to hold on a few minutes, that coniflex or the achios is still in the water. I'm just going to, as I said, I'm packing up these other ones. That's not bad. 7, 4 and 4. I'm not 100% myself now, guys. All I know is that was seriously enjoyable. I think if I put on the 3 hooks, I'll be able to rattle the 10 fish in the 90 minutes. But thanks for everyone that joined in. I would like to leave that achios out another while. I'll just get this other rod put away and then we'll be reeling that in. I think a thing that was definitely proved tonight or today is that new hooks make all the difference, and slightly smaller hooks is what I was using. And like there was only one fish dropped really, and that was more for camera than anything else. So I shall get this one in, guys, and I'll have one more chat before we go in. Nice bit of weight in this one. Nice bit of fight in it too. Oh, off at the edge. That's not too bad though, can't complain. So I want a bit of a chat there now, guys, before we'll show you the... Look at that for an old sunset to send us home with. So guys, down we're losing guys big time here, down to 135. But amazing to have you all again with us. If I can get back out soon, like, is everyone happy enough to fish here again, or would I try and go, like, I can't go any further this way, unfortunately, but like I can try in along here, but you're not looking at a whole pile, unfortunately. I'll swing it back around though, so you can enjoy it for a few minutes while we have our chat at the end. Like I can go like the mullet. Brendan, I found some, not only did I find some swim feeders, there's a few mullets starting to show in the canal as well. Seamus, yeah, I think, do you know what I could do? It'd probably be maybe Wednesday or Thursday, but it'll be a bit later because I'm not working. But I must get my gear in action for good to get back to work. The crab before I come. Sorry, Michael, it's good for the soul though to see a bit of this sunset. But what I'll do is I'll bring 3 hook rigs next time and see how many fish we can bag up on. That was a bit of fun, but what I'm thinking is if I bring a 3rd rod and with like a 4.0 and just put a full crab on it. The sand eel, yeah, it's a problem here though, is the sand eel will get destroyed nearly straight away with the crabs. Like anything other than crab will be destroyed almost immediately, even on pop-ups. Yeah, it's dead, no bother at all. Fish the windmill. Baz, the problem with the windmill, like if you can see there, there's a white van there and there's a few people there. I'll get absolutely tormented by people talking to me every 2 minutes. So I will. Oh, look, there was one just there in the rocks. Go back, you. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is wash my hands more. And then I've got hand sanitizer with me as well, because I kind of know what I'm dealing with here. But I think, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here. And like I said, I'm going to fish one rod with just one big mad bait to see if anything. Yeah, Seamus, that's it. Yeah, just a big bait out in the channel, and I'm going to leave it there. So I might get a few rattles off of it, but we'll find out. I'll bring a second. I'll find a second way to get it on the stand, or get it into view as well. And we'll try fish the other two. But what I'll do is I'll pre-peel all the crabs and things. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. Like I said, I'll get the crabs pre-peeled, and that'll save a lot of messing. It's the rats that are burning the tyres. I'd say it's the rats that are fucking eating the tyres. Yeah, there was one just here in this hole. I just saw his tail disappearing, but it's too dark for you to see. I'll have to watch it back and see if you could actually see him on camera, and let's see, can I point them out? But it was, yeah, out the window. Like I said, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to get all my stuff back on the battle bike and get back in. So one last look around. And as always, guys, the more comments, likes and shares on the channel, the more it helps me out. And lets me know what guys want to see, and gives me a bit of confidence to get back out again. So maybe I might try over here another day. It's just getting there. There's so many people. Right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for the final time anyway, and I'll let you with the view of Tralee for anyone that wants to see it. Will it focus? That's the famous 7-eye bridge there in Blennerville. Although it's lost a few eyes over the years. No. Right, guys, thanks again, Ed. Nice to meet you again, buddy. I'll see you. Take it easy, and have a good night. Stay safe, everyone. Hopefully we'll all be back out fishing soon enough, and you won't have to watch me anymore. So we'll see you, and take care. I have absolutely no idea how to turn it off. Off she goes. Good luck, lads, and stay safe.